What's up, trading team? So here we are going to make a quick little video here. Give you an update on the algo stuff, right? If you're not on our team yet and you want to be, check the description and join our free Discord group. Everything's free currently. So, anyways, I've just been getting a lot of questions about it. I've been teasing a lot about it, and I figured it'd just be easier to make a video, get down to kind of how I see it going right now, and just go from there. So, anyways, back in the day, what was this, June? Uh, I teased a little bit about, hey guys, I'm going to venture into this algo trading stuff, and that I've been testing some stuff, and that it's been really high win rates, been working really good, but that I haven't released it yet to this public, right? So this came about when I was approached from another group. They do some trading stuff with some crypto things, and they're developing algo for that for their team. And they wanted to see, they knew I was pretty good at trading. They wanted to know if I could maybe be interested in building one for myself. So they had a developer. I started working with them, and I was getting ready to kind of co-release this to their group and our group, and uh, it just wasn't working out. What I mean by that is like the algo. I just did not feel it was ready to go. They went live with their stuff with their crypto guys, and I pumped the brakes on it. Said, hey, I'm not ready to release this. Wasn't really just trying to money grab anybody. I want this to work 100%, and I've never money grabbed anybody. And if you've been with me for years and years, that I'm just not that person. So maybe they didn't like it, but anyways, uh, they pulled the plug on it too. Well, I shouldn't say they pulled the plug on it. They pulled the plug on me and decided, hey, they're probably going to go with somebody else that maybe they're ready to release it and money grab their group. So we'll see what happens. It's unfortunate, but I should have known better. It is what it is. And, I don't want to get too much into it, but, you'll see some stuff, I'm sure. So anyways, I created this algo trading thing, and, was kind of teasing as I was going through creating some hype. You guys were getting excited, and basically I wanted to, release this to you all. And then all that stuff happened, and then I was back to square one, right? There was a pause on some things, and I was like, man, there it goes. Now I got to figure out how am I going to do this moving forward. I knew there was something here with it, so I didn't want to just throw in the towel and be like, oh, well, that's it. I can't do this. Right? I can't do that. Can't. That's a horrible mindset to have. So I said, you know what? I can either hire a developer and do it, or let me look into this and figure out what exactly it is and see if I can write my own, right? So all it is just some coding stuff, and once you figure it out, you can probably do it on your own. So I've been working on it, and now I'm pretty darn close. I got, I started posting out, since earlier this month, just kind of what the new one is doing, how it's working. I'm in love with it. The problem with the old one was the developer I was working with, that they had on hire, just, I don't know, just kept making changes to it. Was like, well, we need to do it this way or that way or blah, 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 and adding these ideas in, and just never really followed my style, how I wanted it to be. And it was just kind of frustrating because I spent a lot of time on that, a lot of time, and it just never wasn't right. And that's why I didn't release it to you guys. It might be released through them to other people. I don't know, but I don't think it's not there. And if they want to use that, then I feel sorry for the people that pay for it. But the one that I did right, it's pretty much there, right? So that's why I'm making this video, because I got a few ideas, and I just wanted to quickly touch base on my experience with it, some setbacks that I see this having, and maybe some possible solutions on workarounds that we can do to fix it. Because the thing is, you have to be careful with what you're seeing on the internet, right? You see Twitter these days, you got people posting their charts with fancy triangles and, you know, did this, did that, and it always looks so perfect. And, these just profits and stuff. And you just got to understand in the industry, a lot of that is scams. A lot of it is fake. And, there's only a handful of people out there that I actually know that actually provide solid proof. And that I could say that, okay, that person actually is doing that, is actually making that money or is doing that and made that trade, Um, a lot of it these days is just after the fact, right? Anybody can go on a stationary chart, after the stock traded and be like, oh, I did this, blah, 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 and I made this much money, look at me, join me, pay me money. And most of it's just bull crap and they're just riding off your coattails, right? I mean, I do, like I said, understand that some of it is true. So the thing is the same thing with the algo stuff, right? If you start diving down this stuff, you're going to see that a lot of people, it's kind of the same thing. They're like, oh, look at, I got this algo. It did this. It bought here, sold, blah, 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 all that stuff. And it made this much money. Follow me, join me, pay this much money. Well, that's after the fact, right? I can go and place my algo on anything in the history of trading and be like, look at what it did, come sign up and pay this much money, but it's the people that are doing it as it's happening that's setting them apart. And it's very difficult, right? Especially in day trading, because each day it's a different set of stocks. It's not like we're doing long term with this. Some people are, and I think the algo is probably a bit better with some of those long term things, just because it's something that just stays on trading them, and it's just the same ticker, and you just know, and you're just letting it work, right? But I manage my own long term stuff, and so I've just been trying to develop this for more of day trading. So anyways, just be careful as you're seeing this stuff come out. A lot of people are posting some fake stuff, and you just gotta really do your due diligence and see what's real or not. So anyways, let's dive into it, right? So how this is going to how this works is I'm using, let me just dive in software first. I'm using this software called TradingView, right? TradingView is one of the many softwares that you can use that allows you to write your own scripts. And basically, you want to write your script based on your trading plan or how you trade, and then you just apply it to whatever tickers you want, the hundreds of thousands of whatever tickers you want. And then you just trade off from it when it sends you a signal, right? Trade basically a buy signal, sell signal, or whatever it's doing. And it's hard. You can't just place them on all of them. You can't, so otherwise your platform would be going freaking crazy. So, but basically what it does is once you find the stocks that you wanted to put it on, you place it, and then you're just waiting for the system to send you out alert, right? You use this little alert function, and I'm not getting into the functions of TradingView right now. I just quickly wanted to show you a little bit about it, but it sends you out alert, right? You can have it do a push notification to your phone, pop-up window on your desktop, laptop, send you email, whatever way, and you set it up, it'll do, right? And then basically, if you're copying it, when you get the notification saying that, hey, it's buying, then you just basically go on your broker that you're actually trading with and you click buy. Now, there is ways to link this to brokers, and that's kind of step 2 of my plan with this is using a third party, is to integrate this into Thinkorswim and to have you just, you can put some money in that account, and then basically when this sends out a signal buy, it automatically through like a webhook buys on your Thinkorswim platform and does the sells. That would be awesome. I'm not there yet to getting that done. And plus, I think Thinkorswim just shut down their webhook stuff because they are, I forget who bought them, but they're migrating over and making some changes with their system. So once that becomes an option, I'll be going down that route. But right now, it's just going to be used as a copy trade or education thing, right? So this is just wrote through a code, right? This is called PineScript. This is not mine. I'm just showing you this as an example. And this is what I learned to write. Learned to write it. And, this is basically you take your strategy or how you're entering, how you're exiting, when you're stopping out, when you're doing this, what is a buy, what is a sell, and you put it in code, and then it will execute it on there. So, and anybody can learn this, right? You just got to take your time, go apply, yourself, and watch some YouTube videos, read a bunch of stuff, and you can learn how to write this too. If you don't want to, then you just purchase somebody's script and you just copy trade them if that's how you want to do it. But honestly, that's what I did. I just learned how to write this, and that's what I'm going with. I'm not paying for anybody's. This is mine. So, anyways, what's going to happen? I'm just going to play this. If you're familiar with Thinkorswim, they have their on-demand feature where you can like replay trades. This you can do the same thing with TradingView. I'm just doing this replay function, and it's not going to track the ticker for every second. This is a 1 minute chart. It's just going to attack per bar, so it's going to come out a little bit goofy, but I just wanted to show you kind of how this thing operates, right? So what we would do is you set the alerts and on this specific ticker that you want, and we'll just click play and see how it does. And there we go. Stock's trading. Boom. Then all of a sudden, bam, the stock just got into a trade, right? So it would have at that specific time said, hey, I just entered long. And right now this strategy is testing with $2,250. So that means out of that, it was able to buy 1,890 shares at this dollar. Let me move this up. At this $1.20. So basically it's in there. So it already took on the next candle, it took a little bit of profit, sold some shares at looks like this 131, and it locked in $62.37 so far. So the next thing, go, and in this specific case, it hits a trailing stop, and so it X's out some remaining shares. It lost $26 on the remaining 1,300, and so your profit for that trade was $35.91. Not the, not that in the world you came out profitable on a failed break, technically. So next thing it does is it gets back in pretty much next candle. We're back in at $1.22 with 1,844 shares because it's up a little bit higher than it was down here. And so it would have sent you another buy alert signal. You would have just clicked on your broker buy because you would be watching this, having your order entry window ready to go. And then bam, we just took out, hit another profit. So locked in like $192 there. And we'll just keep watching this for a couple seconds here. And so it would have sent you a signal there. You'd have just been waiting and waiting and waiting, doing nothing, not touching, just waiting for the next signal. It does, boom, it sends you another sell signal. So you hit sell again, and you're just kind of waiting. So now you're up. Let me move up. Yeah, $460. Sorry, $354 locked in. Oh, there we go. We just sold again. So let me pause that there. So currently we're still in 231 shares, and we are up $575 total if we were just to hit sell all right now. But if we didn't, then we're guaranteed 455. We've already locked that in. So if it came down, stopped out for whatever reason, that's would have been your profit on the day. So this thing just doesn't do one buy and one sell. It scales out, and it's, the scaling method is set to how I have it wrote, and in the percentages that I scale out on as well. So now how is this, how do I plan for this to work? Right. I guess let me before diving in that, let me explain the biggest problem with this. And it goes to finding the stocks that you can place it on, right? Because as we know, this scale that we're in right now, as you can see, this stock actually, if we look at the time, this is 8 in the morning. So this isn't pre-market. Pre-market is discovery phase. Our whole goal in pre-market is to find out what hot stocks are we going to trade after or through market open from 9:30 and on for the rest of the day. The problem with using the algo in pre-market is you don't know what stocks. are going to hit the news streamer? Is it XYZ? Is it ABC? It doesn't even have to hit the news streamer these days. It could just hit the gainers list. It could be something else up on no news, some low float. Well, who knows? Something was tweeted over the weekend. I don't know. Whatever the rhyme or reason, but you don't know. So you're using pre-market and your scanners, the gainers list and your news streamer and breakout scanners and whatever else you may have set to help you develop a watch list, right? That's what we do in our trading room. We use pre-market, we develop a watch list, then I post the watch list around like between 9 and 9:30 to the chat room. And now we know going into 9:30, hey, we should be watching these X amount of tickers. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 7, who knows? But anyways, you're watching those tickers. And now you know where you should be at. You shouldn't be on some other stock that has zero volume or only traded 100 shares that isn't even on the gainers list. You're not going to be successful that way. You have to be on the ones that everybody else is on. So going back to the algo, that's the problem. You don't know to put it on this stock yet. You just don't know. And a lot of these come out when they come out, as we know, they hit a news pop and then it just starts ripping and going, this one ripped a little bit, then pulled back in this case. But most of the time they did kind of rip and they have like those first, candles. And sometimes we're lucky and we can get on them or bring them up on our charts before the pop happens. And then we can, as soon as we see volume, we buy and we get in. I think we did that a couple times last week, but majority of the time we can't. By the time you load it up, it's already popped up 50, 60 cents. And in my opinion, you should not chase. You now have to wait for a pullback and you have to wait. So the thing is, if this stock was to do that, and then I just go and throw this in TradingView on the algo, 9 times out of 10, the algo might already be in. So what I'm saying is it's just hard to place an algo on something that comes out that fast and then say, oh, I got in off that, because the algo alerted it here on the first candle, because, if it triggered here right out of the gate and you just load it, you just can't get in. It's impossible. So you have to wait for the stock to do its thing, this algo do its thing, and then maybe you can get on next buy. In this case, sure, if we were to place it on this, seen that first buy, missed, well, I mean, honestly, we had a few minutes here, so we probably could have placed it if we would have been watching this particular one. We could have got this trade. We could have definitely gotten this trade if we placed it on, because this is 13 minutes after it's probably already hitting the scanners and is now on our gainers list. So we could have definitely got this trade. But I'm just saying, majority of the time, you're going to miss it by the time you get things set up. So what I was thinking is not using the algo too much for pre-market, because one, we're trading live on voice and on our screen share already. And we're doing that together. Now let's just place it for 9:30 on, right? Why? Because now I have that watch list and we can just go in here, set this on the X amount of tickers that are on that watch list each morning. And then you're just waiting. And then it will start trading for you from 9:30 to whatever time you set it to, 4 o'clock, say. And you're just following along kind of the copy trading. That's all you're doing is copying it, right? Because we don't have it linked yet. So it sends out a buy signal for stock XYZ. You click buy. It has a sell, 50%. You click sell 50%. It has sell 20%. You click sell 20%. Like we'll set it up to something that works. But you're just following along and you're copying it, right? You could still be trading. Maybe you're like, well, got in, sold here. Oh, I like this dip buy. You bought more here. Sure, you can always trade your own broker however you want. But if you wanted to have like a algo account, you could do it that way. So that's how I plan to bypass this issue in the morning is, now going into 9:30, I have a set of stocks. I can turn the algo on and just let it go. And the profits are going to be made from that 9:30 to, that 4 o'clock, or maybe even into after hours if it has an after hour spike trading range. What I think I'm going to do this coming up week is I'm going to set that and have like a little challenge. I'm just going to put this on the watch list stocks each morning. And then at the end of each day, I'm just going to be like, okay, it did this on this stock, this on this stock, this on this stock. And those are realistic trades that we could take. I might even be copying myself and just see at the end of the week how much we're up or how much we're down or what worked or didn't work as we get closer to, hopefully releasing this to you all, because everybody wants it right now. So So I just want to do a couple more final tests with it and see if we can get with that way. So if I look at a couple of these other stocks, as you can see, like Acer, here we go, popped out of the gate at 7:30. That would have been a hard ticker to get in here, click alert, all this stuff, and you would have missed this. And since the stock doesn't re-enter until it exits a position, you're kind of sitting on the sidelines until it's out. So entered, did all this, and then it hit trailing stop. So here we are. If we were to only trade from 9:30 on with the algo, look, we'd be getting in right here. And then we would have traded that, and we would have made some profit. I mean, it made 1,036 on all its trades it took today, but how much of that was here in pre-market versus how much here? Maybe it was half, maybe 500 in pre-market, 500. So maybe you still would have made $500. I didn't do the math on it, but it could. Here's another one, VSEG, right? Look at this, out of the gate at 9:30, or sorry, 8. That would have been, impossible to get. And then anyways, it hit trailing stop, came down, and then this would have been, we turned on at 9:30, it got in, and then it made this money here, and then it took another trade that was profitable and took some money here. So that would have been the trade that we would have taken, because we would have been having it on this since 9:30 and on. Okay, so so yeah, so those are a couple of examples. And then also, I mean, some people might be like, well, I want to trade with more than 2,250 shares. You can trade with whatever you want. This is just set, these profits are based off from that size amount. If you want to trade 1,000 or 10,000 shares on that Acer trade, then look at your profits would have jumped from 1,030 or whatever to $4,600 or whatever. So, it definitely is greatly increased with the amount of shares and position size you take. But I'm just running this at a realistic amount. I think a lot of people that are going to start out with it are going to be trading in smaller size, which I highly recommend, and then gain your confidence and then go from there. And as profits grow, then you can, scale up your position size. So there's two ways that we can do this, right? One way is, when I release this, we can have like an algo chat in the chat room. And each morning when I develop my stocks that I want to put the algo on, I will release that into the algo chat, and you will upload it into your trading view, which this cost me, I think this is like the middle of version road. It's like $15 a month, $14.95, something like that. So it costs you a little bit of money, but you have to buy this trading view, and you'll upload the algo onto that list of stocks that I give you. And then you can set up your broker, have your order entry windows sitting there ready to go. So as soon as the alert pings your computer or your cell phone or whatever way you're doing it, you're just following right behind it and clicking buy as fast as you can. And then same thing with the sells, right? And you're just sitting there watching those on our watch list. So that's kind of the way I'm gearing towards. Option 2 is kind of how these, care packages come out now, where, kind of, I tell you what I'm going to be taking and selling and targets and stuff like that. I can actually link TradingView to Discord, and there would be like an algo alert area. And it would, as soon as it enters a trade or something like that, or sells it, it's going to ping Discord and give you, I don't know how the layout will be, but it'll say, hey, the algo took ticker, blah, blah, blah. Bought in at this price, this many shares, all that information would be in there, and you would copy off that. The problem is doing that, since it happens real time, it's different with my care packages, because I can put them out like sometimes a few minutes, sometimes 20 minutes before it actually happens. So you have time to have it loaded, ready to go, and you're just waiting for that signal to process. Where doing it with this, since it's real time, if you don't have it preloaded up, now you have to go to your chart, click on it, load it in your level 2 or whatever, however you buy your order montage, and click buy. And that takes a little bit of time. You could be 30 seconds plus late to the party, and that's a big deal. So I don't know if I'm going to do that, because I like seeing, the stock, and I think you guys will like it too, because, as you can see with this purple line, that's your stop loss line that I have shown right now. So anytime it gets in, you'll know, okay, I'm still holding X amount of shares. where is it going to stop out? It's going to stop out at 141 right now. You're in at 121. So technically you still make 20 cents on your remaining shares if this was to just tank down right now. So I think it's good. The problem is with giving too much information is I don't know what it is, but especially with new traders or traders trying to just get their edge figured out and everything like that, you guys are not disciplined and you just mess it up. Too much information and too much adjustability, you guys mess it up, and then before you know it, you'll turn something that's everybody else is making money on, and you can't follow along. Like that's the whole point of this. This has no emotion in it. There's a freaking computer robot doing this, and you just have to follow it, And I've fallen victim to it too. I bought off from it testing. I've been testing this for months now. I bought and then sold some where it said, and then it started coming down. I'm like, I'm getting out, and I get out, and then all of a sudden it's like do holds, and then it rips up. I'm like, I can't even follow this. Like, as dumb as it sounds, it does happen. It just does. So I think giving too much information might escalate that. So I think I'm just going to keep it a little scaled back for you all. So hopefully you can just follow what the computer does with no trading emotion and just let it do its thing and work. And by presenting, all these results, in the past ones, you should be able to see, like when I posted this, hey, this is how it did here in pre-market. On BIOC, I said, I'm going to see how it does so far. I had only locked in 490. Now here we go. We took another trade. We finished at 614. So, and that was from 930 and on. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is test it this coming week, update you all on the day, and only on stocks from 930 and on from a list of stocks that we already have it placed on. I'm not going to throw something in that, oh, look at what it did if we would have got in at 8 o'clock when this popped. Well, it's unrealistic. It's fake. It's not possible. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to put it on that stuff. Now, obviously, sure, maybe 12 o'clock, some random news popper comes, something's running. We'll look at it, maybe see if we want to add it, to it, but majority of the time, if it had already by the time I load it over here, if it's already in, then that's not going to count, right? I'm looking for realistic results here, stuff that we can duplicate and you guys can duplicate, not just some after the fact crap. Look at me, come follow and pay me a bunch of money, because you guys can't simulate majority of this stuff. You just can't. Once we have it linked to a computer and somehow figure out how it can sort through the finding the play system, like scanning some gainers list or something, which I'm sure there's a way to do it. That's just down the road. So right now we'll just stay on copy. So anyways, I don't want to bore you all. I'll put some information in here. Like I said, you want to come join us and get in on this algo movement here. Let's dive in and let's see where it takes us. And I hope everybody has a bit more of an understanding on this, and is also safer on all the other bull crap you're seeing out on the other groups and internet. So have a good rest of your evening.